Happy New Year! Blimey, it's 2026. How about that, hey? It's Quizzy Chris here, and I just wanted to let you know that this is a Quiz of the Year 2025. It's a live stream that I did on New Year's Day. I have chopped it up a little bit to get rid of the interval and things like that, so that you can play along without any of that nonsense. But you'll notice that I'm reading out scores and chatting to people in the chat. That's because it was a live stream. Even if you're watching this on demand, I'd still love to hear your comments, hear how you got on in the chat. So do post your scores if you'd like to. Enjoy the quiz. Here it comes. We have news and politics, sport. Round 3 is the picture round. Then we have entertainment, viral moments and internet, and finishing with food, drink, and lifestyle. All of the questions today will be about 2025. Have you been paying attention? Well, we're about to find out. Hello to... Oh, no, that's Slow Theatre coming. That's Danny downstairs. I don't need to say hello to her. I said hello to her earlier. So 10 questions in each round. We're going to have the questions. We're going to recap the questions. Then we're going to have the answers. Mark your own sheets. It's up to you how you play it. You can play it collectively with everybody in your room, or you can play against each other. Hello to Pete. Hello to Mike. Hello to... Julia, lovely to see you all. I hope you had. The Potters are back. The nuclear dawn of 2026 is here. I hope you all had lovely festive times. The honeycombs might disappear because Amy's toddler's going to steal the phone. Well, that's fair enough. That's what toddlers do. All right, so all you need is a pen and paper. Hopefully you've got that. I think we should crack on with round 1. Seems like a good place to start. My chair's very squeaky. I forgot to oil my chair. I meant to do that, so I've got to try and not move, really. Got to be very stationary. I've also just realised that my shirt blends in with the background. I might be able to green screen it and just become a floating head. Maybe I'll try that for the second half. All right, enough of my nonsense. We're going to start with news and politics. We've got 10 questions on news and politics of 2025 coming up. Brace yourselves. For the first time today, get ready to quiz. Let's quiz. Question 1. Which popular social media app was temporarily banned in the United States in mid-January before quickly being restored? Which popular social media app was temporarily banned in the United States from in mid-January before quickly being restored? Question 2. Which UK princess gave birth to her second child, a daughter named Athena, in January? Which UK princess gave birth to her second child, a daughter named Athena, in January? Question 3 of round 1. Following the death of Pope Francis, who was named as the new leader of the Catholic Church in May? Following the death of Pope Francis, who was named as the new leader of the Catholic Church in May? Question 4. 2 men were sentenced to over 4 years in prison for felling which famous tree at Hadrian's Wall in 2023? Two men were sentenced to over 4 years in prison for felling which famous tree at Hadrian's Wall in 2023? They were sentenced this year. They felled the tree in 2023. Allegedly. No, not allegedly. They've been convicted. They did it. Question 5. Which Yorkshire city was UK City of Culture for 2025? Which Yorkshire city was UK City of Culture for 2025? A fine city. I'll give you a clue. I've been there this last year. Doesn't really help anyone. Question 6. Which world famous art gallery in Paris was robbed of crown jewels in October? Which world-famous art gallery in Paris was robbed of crown jewels in October? My phone's just gone off to remind me to tell me it's the quiz of the year. Brilliant. That's really useful. Thank you so much. I haven't put my phone on silent. I'm deeply unprofessional. Let me do that now. Question 7. Which iconic high street fashion brand announced it would be returning to UK shops after closing in 2021? Which iconic high street fashion brand announced it would be returning to the UK high street after closing in 2021? Yeah. Question 8. The UK passed a landmark bill in 2025 that will eventually ban the sale of cigarettes to anyone born after which year? The UK passed a landmark bill in 2025 that will eventually ban the sale of cigarettes to anyone born after which year? Question 9. Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in May? Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in May? I do love the Eurovision Song Contest. I enjoyed this one tremendously. And question 10. King Charles and Queen Camilla celebrated how many years of marriage in 2025? I still get very confused when I see newspaper articles that say the Queen, because I think, oh, we don't have a Queen. But of course we do have a Queen. It's just a different Queen. Question 10 is King Charles and Queen Camilla celebrated how many years of marriage in April 2025? All right, let's have a recap of the round 1 questions. Question 1. Which popular social media app was temporarily banned in the United States in mid-January before quickly being restored? Question 2. Which UK princess gave birth to her second child, a daughter named Athena, in January? Question 3. Following the death of Pope Francis, who was named as the new leader of the Catholic Church in May? And I will not be accepting the Pope or the new Pope. Question 4. 2 men were sentenced to over 4 years in prison for felling which famous tree at Hadrian's Wall in 2023? Question 5. Which Yorkshire city was UK City of Culture for 2025? Question 6. Which world-famous art gallery in Paris was robbed of crown jewels in October? Question 7. Which iconic high street fashion brand announced it would be returning to UK shops after closing in 2021? Question 8. The UK passed a landmark bill in 2025 that will eventually ban the sale of cigarettes to anyone born after which year? Question 9. Which country won the Eurovision Song Contest in May? And question 10. King Charles and Queen Camilla celebrated how many years of marriage in 2025? Okay, have a bit of thinking time. Finalise your answers. We're going to mark round 1 in a second. Round 2 is sport, always a divisive round. Some of you will love it. Some of you will just go and make a cup of tea during round 2. But before that, we have the answers to round 1. And here they come. Question 1. The popular social media app that was temporarily banned in the United States is TikTok. TikTok for a point. Score yourself a point for a correct answer. Give yourself a half point if you think you deserve it. Question 2. The UK princess we were looking for was Princess Beatrice. Princess Beatrice gets you a point. Question 3. Following the death of Pope Francis, who was named as the new Pope? That's Pope Leo XIV. Pope Leo XIV. If you put Pope Leo, have half a point. If you put the Pope, have no points. Question 4. The Sycamore Gap tree was felled in 2023, and the 2 men responsible were sentenced to over 4 years. Question 5. The Yorkshire City of Culture is Bradford. A fine city. I enjoyed a long weekend. I don't think it was a long weekend. I think it was a normal length weekend there a few months ago. Question 6. The art gallery is the Louvre. I don't know how to say French words. Louvre. Louvre? The Louvre. Someone could pop a phonetic pronunciation in the chat. Topshop is the answer to question 7. Topshop is coming back. Question 8. 2009. So, yes, eventually, if you're born after 2009, you will not be able to buy cigarettes, which is a tremendous thing. The not being able to buy them, yeah. Cigarettes are not a tremendous thing. Question 9. Austria won the Eurovision Song Contest. Austria. And question 10. Charles and Camilla have been married for 20 years. 20 years. Doesn't time fly? So there we go. That brings us to the end of the first round. 10 points up for grabs, maybe some half points as well, depending on how you're feeling about some of your answers. Do let us know in the chat if you would like to. Let us know your team name and your round 1 score, and we'll give you a shout out. Hey, Happy New Year, Ocean. I hope you had a lovely festive time. How did we find round 1? Was it easy? Was it tricky? The honeycomb score 4.5. I think it's quite tricky then. 4.5 is nothing to cover your face and laugh at, as your emojis are indicating. 5 for Ocean, only because you were recently looking at the 2025 in review. That's absolutely fine. We have no problem with people revising. Did you specifically undertake a series of lessons to revise for this very quiz? The Cold Turkeys, 6.5. Ben's knowledge of royalty and fashion brands did us proud. And Luna Goonas got 6 out of 10. We're off to a great start. 6 points for BB. 6 for the Potters. I think I already said that. All right. You can't have half a point for tick or talk. I don't know, Danny. I think maybe you can if the answer's TikTok. I think you can have half a point for tick or talk. All right, anyway. Let's move on to round 2. As I said, round 2 is sport. I know that some of you will just, glaze over and go to your happy place for this round. But here we go. Question 1. At just 17 years old, Luke Littler became the youngest ever world champion in which sport? So this happened right at the beginning of 2025. Luke Littler became the youngest ever world champion in which sport? I forgot to say, get ready to quiz. Let's quiz. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like the round has started properly, does it? Question 2. Who won the men's singles title at Wimbledon? Who won the men's singles title at Wimbledon? Squeaky chair. Question 3. Which country won the Women's Euros in 2025, obviously, beating Spain in the final? Which country won the Women's Euros, beating Spain in the final? Question 4. England had a stellar year in women's sport, but which country did they beat in the Women's Rugby World Cup final at Twickenham? Which country did the England women's rugby team beat in the World Cup final at Twickenham? If you don't know, it's worth guessing a country, isn't it? Really? I'll give you a clue. It's not Guam. Question 5. Which men's football club won their first ever FA Cup in May, beating Manchester City 1-0? Which men's football club won their first ever FA Cup in May, beating Manchester City 1-0? Question 6. How many years did Gary Lineker present Match of the Day before his final episode in May? For how many years did Gary Lineker present Match of the Day? Question 7. Iga Swiatek. Oh, that's, yes, the text has gone strange there. Iga Swiatek won the women's singles at Wimbledon with a remarkable 6-0, 6-0 scoreline. What is her nationality? Iga Swiatek won the women's singles at Wimbledon with a remarkable 6-love scoreline. What is her nationality? Question 8. Which American football team won the Super Bowl? Who won the Super Bowl in February 2025? Question 9. Which team won both the men and women's boat race in 2025? The nice thing about this question is that it's kind of 50-50. It's like a multiple choice, but with 2 options. Unless there was a surprise third team entered it last year. Which team won the boat race, both men and women's? Question 10. Which snooker player made history by becoming the first Chinese winner of the World Championship at the Crucible? My microphone has a mind of its own. Which snooker player made history by becoming the first Chinese winner of the World Championship at the Crucible? There we go. Those were the sport questions. Let's have a quick recap. Question 1. At just 17 years old, Luke Littler became the youngest ever world champion in which sport? Question 2. Who won the men's singles champion title at Wimbledon? Question 3. Which country won the women's Euros, beating Spain in the final? Question 4. England had a stellar year in the English sport, but which country did they beat in the Women's Rugby World Cup final at Twickenham? Question 5. Which men's football club won their first ever FA Cup in May, beating Manchester City 1-0? Question 6. How many years did Gary Lineker present Match of the Day before his final episode in May? Question 7. Iga Swiatek won the women's singles at Wimbledon, winning a remarkable 6-love. What is her nationality? Question 8. Who won the Super Bowl? Question 9. Which team won both the men and women's boat race? And question 10. Which snooker player made history by becoming the first Chinese winner of the World Championship at the Crucible? Okay, that's the sport round. If you're not a fan of sport, it's safe to come back and rejoin us. And we're going to mark those answers. Here we go. Question 1. Luke Littler became the youngest ever world championship in darts, the sport of darts. What a talented young man he is. Question 2. Men's singles title was won by Yannick Sinner. Have a point if you put Yannick Sinner. Question 3. England won the Women's Euros. I was going to say the first team to retain the Euros, women's team to retain the Euros. I'm not sure if that's true, but they did retain the Euros, which is incredible. Question 4. Canada was the team that the women's rugby team beat in the World Cup final. Canada. And question 5. That was Crystal Palace winning their first ever FA Cup. Question 6. Gary Lineker presented Match of the Day for 26 years. If you're a few years out, give yourself half a point. I'll leave that up to your discretion. Question 7. Swiatek is Polish. Have a point if you put Polish. Question 8. The Super Bowl was won by the Philadelphia Eagles. It's good enough if you put Philadelphia, I would have thought. Question 9. The boat races were won by Cambridge. Cambridge won the boat races. Unlucky if you put Oxford. You don't get half a point for Oxford because they came second. Zhao Jintong is the snooker player we were looking for who won the World Championship. Zhao Jintong for a point. First Chinese winner of the World Snooker Championship. Me and Danny O'Hara are going to watch the UK snooker Ali Pali. I'm very excited. I've wanted to go to the snooker all my life. And finally, we're going to go and do it. So that's very, very exciting. We've got an exciting January coming up. I think our strategy for beating the January blues is to do lots of fun things. Okay, well, let's know your scores in the chat. How did you get on with the sport round? Are we sports fans? Are we sports lovers? Or are we sport phobic? Ocean got 6. Hooray! I'm not surprised at all by that. She says, surprisingly, I'm not surprised. 7 for the cold turkeys. Well done, cold turkeys. Luna Goon has got a dismal 3. I am surprised, actually. I'm sure you hit the post with a few. Stonking 3 for the nuclear disaster team, and I'm not surprised by that because you have so much other areas of expertise and knowledge, but just not sport. Well done for getting 3. If you're watching this on demand after the fact, do still let us know your scores in the chat. I still get notified of comments, and it's nice to know how people have got on. So do let us know in the chat, even if you're watching this after the live stream. Okay, on to our final round of the first half. Let's have a look and see what that is going to be. Oh. There we go. It's a picture round. So you're going to see 10 pictures now of people who have been in the news for some reason in 2025. All you have to do is name them. Okay. So for the 3rd time, get ready to quiz. Let's quiz. Question 1. Who is that? Who is that a picture of? Question 2. Same question. Who is it? muted. Question 3. Who is that? They may have been mentioned recently. Who is that? There's not a lot of talking. I should have background music for this round, shouldn't I? Shall we have some smooth jazz music? Question 4 is on your screen right now. Who is that? Oh, there we go. That was too loud, wasn't it? Sorry. We got some smooth jazz music in the background. Sorry if that came on a bit loud. I pressed the wrong button. I do that. Yeah, sorry. I accidentally I turned myself down there. Thanks, Ocean. Question 5. Who is this? Question 6. Have a look at that picture. Tell us who that is. Question 7 is on your screen right now. Question 8. Who is that? Question 9. Who is that? And question 10, have a look on your screen now. Who is depicted? This is a tough one, I think. I suppose it depends, doesn't it? But I thought this one was tough. Okay, you're going to see them all again. I will disappear and just allow you to look at them and leave you to the stylings of the royalty-free jazz music. Okay. Finalize your answers. We're going to mark the answers for the picture round in just a second. Get ready to mark those answers. Swap your black pen for the red pen. Question 1 was Angela Rayner. Have a point if you put Angela Rayner. Half a point for Angela. Half a point for Rayner. Oh, the dog's knocking at the door. I'm sorry if you can hear that. She's keen to get involved. Question 2 is Rory McIlroy. Had a good year, winning the Masters, winning the Ryder Cup, and Sports Personality of the Year. Question 3, Pope Leo the 14th, brackets, Robert Prevost. Yes, if you put Pope Leo, you can have that. If you put the Pope, you can't have that. Question 4 is Ursula von der Leyden. Have a point if you put Ursula von der Leyden. Oh, she's gone. Question 5 is Zach Polanski, the leader of the Green Party, Zach Polanski. Question 6, the wonderful Serena Wiegmann, the coach of the women's national team, the England national team. Serena Wiegmann gets you a point. Question 7, Alan Carr, who was incredibly good at being traitorous. Question 8, this is Karen Carney, who won this year's Strictly. Sam Altman is your answer for question 9, the CEO of OpenAI. Very much in the news this year. Pictured there testifying to Congress, I think. And question 10, Karen Henthorne, who had a big role in some big plot lines on EastEnders this year. Karen Henthorne gets you a point. How did you get on? Let us know in the chat. Danny's taking the point for the Pope. That's fine. It's very difficult for me to enforce any kind of rules, to be perfectly honest. Ocean scores 3. You knew that before I announced the answers because you only wrote down 3. Well, I think that was a tricky round. I think you have to have a... Oh, no, it wasn't. The cold turkey's got 7.5. 7.5 for the cold turkeys. 3 for the Lunar Gooners. Danny agrees with you that it was a tricky one. 6 for Team BB. Yes, there's a good point, Pete. The dog is trying to get in and turn the jazz off. 7 for ND. Okay, we're going to take a break now. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's fine. You can, if you want to, you can post your halftime scores in the chat over the break, and I'll recap them when we come back. Hello, welcome back for part 2 of the quiz of 2025. We have 3 more rounds, 30 more questions to come. Let's have a look and see if anything has transpired in the break time. Sorry for those of you that had trouble with the links. I made an error with the YouTube link, but that is resolved now. It wouldn't be the same if I didn't screw up things, would it? Now I can hear myself coming back. There we go. Let's turn that off. Oh, right. So for the first half, we have some halftime scores. In halftime for Team BB 18, we have 16.5 for Nuclear Dawn. We have other things. 12 for the Lunar Gooners, 21 for the Cold Turkeys. Good work. Hey, Tony and George. Happy New Year. Time indeed does fly when you're busy doing nothing. I can hear myself in the background because I haven't closed the door. I do need to just go and close the door. I will just do that very quickly. The door is closed. Okay, let's have a look and see what we have got for the second half. So we have done the first 3. We now have entertainment, viral moments, and internet, and food, drink, and lifestyle. All about 2025. And yeah, get ready to quiz, because we're going to get going with entertainment. Get ready to quiz. Let's quiz. Off we go. Question 1. Adolescence was Netflix's most talked about show of 2025. What was the name of the young actor who played 13-year-old Jamie Miller in his first screen role? And an incredible performance it was. This was amazing. Yes, no, Karen, you weren't buffering. That was me. I was buffering. So question 1. Who was the star of Adolescence? 13-year-old. Played the 13-year-old character Jamie Miller. Question 2. When Adrian Brody went up to collect his Oscar for The Brutalist, what did he throw at his girlfriend Georgina Chapman? When Adrian Brody went up to collect his Oscar for The Brutalist, what did he throw at his girlfriend Georgina Chapman? Question 3. Which fictional cartoon character announced her pregnancy live on Good Morning Britain this year? What a strange question. Which fictional cartoon character announced her pregnancy live on Good Morning Britain this year? Question 4. The Summer I Turned Pretty reached its conclusion in 2025, but which Fisher brother did Belly end up with? The Summer I Turned Pretty reached its conclusion in 2025, but which Fisher brother did Belly end up with? Question 5. What was the title of the movie released in April about a pair of twins called Smoke and Stack? What was the title of the movie released in April about a pair of twins called Smoke and Stack? Question 6. Which reality show became the most watched UK TV programme of 2025 with 15 million viewers tuning in to see celebrities like Stephen Fry and Celia Imrie compete? Question 7. Which British singer won the Brit Award for Rising Star 2025 following breakthrough hits like Stargazing? Which British singer won the Brit Award for Rising Star 2025 following breakthrough hits like Stargazing? Question 8. What was the highest grossing movie of 2025 in the UK box office? I've just had a message from Danny saying please turn the jazz off. Your wish is my command. Question 9. Former footballer Karen Carney won Strictly Come Dancing 2025, but it was also the final series for which two long-serving presenters? Karen Carney won Strictly Come Dancing, but it was also the final series for the show's two presenters, or two of the presenters. Who are they? Stop presenting. Question 10. Taylor Swift released her 12th studio album in 2025. What was it called? It was met with critical acclaim, as is usual for Miss Swift. But what was the name of her 12th studio album released last year? Okay, let's have a recap of the questions from round 4. Question 1. Adolescence was a great show. Who played 13-year-old Jamie Miller? Question 2. Adrian Brody threw something at his girlfriend when he went up to collect his Oscar for The Brutalist. What did he throw? Question 3. Which fictional cartoon character announced their pregnancy live on Good Morning Britain? Question 4. The Summer I Turned Pretty reached its conclusion. Which Fisher brother did Belly end up with? Question 5. The title of the movie that's about a pair of twins called Smoke and Stack is what? Oh, that was poorly phrased. Question 6. Which reality show became the most watched UK TV programme of 2025 with 15 million viewers turning in to see it? Stephen Fry and Celia Imrie. Question 7. Which British singer won the Brit Award for Rising Star 2025 following breakthrough hits like Stargazing? I've really gone off the rails here. Question 8. What was the highest grossing movie of 2025 at the UK box office? Question 9. Karen Carney won Strictly, but what presenters stopped presenting? And question 10. Taylor Swift released her 12th studio album in 2025. What was it called? Yes, I remember now. I haven't done a quiz for, 12 months. I remember now at about this point in the quiz, I lose the ability to construct sentences properly. We're going to mark those answers. Finalise your answers. Get your red marking pen out. Here we go. Question 1. Jamie Miller was played by Owen Cooper. Magnificent performance from Owen Cooper. Question 2. Adrian Brody threw his chewing gum at his girlfriend. To his girlfriend? I'm not sure he threw it at her. Question 3. Mummy Pig announced her pregnancy live on Good Morning Britain. Mummy Pig of Peppa Pig fame will get you a point for question 3. Question 4. The Summer I Turned Pretty. Belly ended up with Conrad. I'm sure we all remember that fondly. I didn't watch this. I have no idea what any of this means. But Belly ended up with Conrad. Question 5. Smoke and Stack from the movie Sinners. Question 6 was, of course, the Celebrity Traitors, or have a point for the Traitors. It was compelling viewing. Question 7. The Breakthrough Rising Star Award went to Miles Smith. Miles Smith for a point. Question 8. The biggest movie of the year at the UK box office was a Minecraft movie. That is the title. It is called a Minecraft movie. It wasn't just one of the many Minecraft movies. It was the Minecraft movie, which was called a Minecraft movie. The presenters leaving Strictly are Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman. Half a point for each. Quarter of a point for Tess, quarter of a point for Daly, quarter for Claudia, quarter for Winkleman. Question 10. The Life of a Showgirl was the name of Taylor Swift's 12th studio album. I think that was a tough round. Let us know how you did in the chat. But I think if I did that, I would have probably not troubled much past the 3 mark. Yeah, so if you are interested in quizzing, do check out Quizzyfied on the socials. We have a YouTube channel. We're on TikTok. obviously we're on Facebook, and we also have a podcast. There is a on all of the socials, and on the podcast, there's 5 questions every day, just a real short quiz every day, 5 questions to challenge you every day. You can just search for Quizzyfied in your podcast app. You can search for Quizzyfied on any of the socials and found us. So it's Quizzy with a Y and then Fied, F-I-E-D. Okay, Ocean scores 2-3 for the cold turkeys. It was a tough round. Danny scores. Oh, yeah, not much. I mean, absolutely, yes, you get half a point for Owen. 5 for the honeycombs. That's pretty good. Honeycombs, you've been keeping an eye on things. We have 4 for BB, 7 for Nuclear Dawn. Now we're talking. There is a group of people who know what's what in the world of entertainment. George and Tony got 3. Obviously, they entertained themselves in different ways. Yes, very wise. 3 for the Potters. Not bad. I reckon 3 is a decent score in this round. It was hard. I see. So 4 in total. I get that, Danny. Danny, I thought you were saying that you got half a point in the entire round, which would have been fine. It was a tough round, but Danny scores 4 in total. And absolutely, you were right to give yourself half a point for Owen. All right. On we go then to our penultimate round of the quiz. And that is viral moments and internet. Okay. So for the penultimate time today, please prepare to quiz. Let's quiz. And question 1. What are the 2 numbers that went viral towards the end of the year with teenagers? Well, I don't know if it's teenagers. I would have said a bit younger, actually, but maybe teenagers frequently saying them. I'll give you an additional clue because I think that this is hard. This round is probably hard. Keir Starmer was also got into trouble from a head teacher for referencing this as well. Do you know what the 2 numbers are? Question 2. Which Netflix animated film became the streaming service's most watched ever title in 2025? With 2025 with its song Golden topping the UK singles chart for 5 weeks. Yes. Apologies. Which Netflix animated film became the streaming service's most watched title ever in 2025 with its song Golden topping the UK singles chart for 5 weeks? I was only hesitating there because I think I've put this question in the wrong category. That should have been in entertainment, but there we go. It's here. Question 3. What's the name of the viral collectible toys with pointed teeth and wild eyes that everybody wanted to get their hands on this year? Somebody gave me one of these, which I thought was really sweet, but it turned out they just found it on the floor. What is the name of the viral collectible toys with pointed teeth and wild eyes that everybody wanted to get their hands on this year? Everybody wanted to get their hands on this year, including you. You just might not realise it. Question 4. At which band's concert did the CEO and HR manager of a company get unwanted attention on the kiss cam? At which band's concert did the CEO and HR manager of a company get unwanted attention on the kiss cam? Question 5. Katy Perry flew to space in April on a Blue Origin rocket. How long was the flight? 11 minutes, 30 minutes, or 2 hours? So we've got multiple choice for you here because it's a tricky question. Katy Perry flew to space in April on a Blue Origin rocket. How long was the flight? Was it 11 minutes, 30 minutes, or 2 hours? Or are they still there? Question 6. Which Canadian singer confronted paparazzi and went viral after using the phrase standing on business? This became a meme. There were lots of standing on business memes. But which Canadian singer was it that used that phrase whilst confronting paparazzi? Question 7. In late March, ChatGPT added a feature to transform photos into which Japanese animation studio's distinctive art style? In late March, ChatGPT added a feature to transform photos into which Japanese animation studio's distinctive art style? It's probably the most famous Japanese animation studio, so if you can think of one, that's probably it. Question 8. What type of trousers did Kendrick Lamar wear to perform at the Super Bowl that went viral and sparked endless debate? There was lots of talk of Kendrick Lamar's trousers, but what was so crazy about them? I mean, crazy. Wasn't really crazy. They're just trousers. Question 9. Which city hosted the first concert of the Oasis Live 25 reunion tour on July the 4th, 2025? And question 10. Which British budget airlines TV advert jingle became a viral TikTok meme in 2025, played ironically over holiday disaster videos? Okay, let's have a recap of the round 5 questions. Question 1. What are the 2 numbers that went viral towards the end of the year with teenagers frequently saying them? Question 2. Which Netflix animated film became streaming service's most watched title ever in 2025 with its song Golden topping the UK singles chart for 5 weeks? Question 3. What is the name of the viral collectible toys with pointed teeth and wild eyes that everyone wanted to get their hands on this year? Question 4. Which band's concert did the CEO and HR manager of a company get unwanted attention on the Kiss Cam? Question 5. Katy Perry flew to space in April on a Blue Origin rocket. How long was the flight? 11 minutes, 30 minutes, or 2 hours? Question 6. Which Canadian singer confronted paparazzi and went viral after using the phrase standing on business? Question 7. In late March, ChatGPT added a feature to transform photos into which Japanese animation studio's distinctive art style? Question 8. What type of trousers did Kendrick Lamar wear to perform the Super Bowl that went viral and sparked endless debate? Question 9. Which city hosted the first concert of the Oasis Live 25 reunion tour on July the 4th? And question 10. Which British budget airlines TV advert jingle became a viral TikTok meme played ironically over holiday disaster videos? Okay, have a bit of thinking time. You might as well have a guess if you've got any blank spaces. Okay, here come the answers. 6 and 7 were the 2 numbers we were after. 6, 7. Half a point for 6, half a point for 7. Question 2. K-pop Demon Hunters is what we were looking for. Give yourself a point if you put K-pop Demon Hunters. Question 3. What is the name of the viral collectible toys with the pointy teeth? They are Labubu's. Labubu. Question 4. It was at a Coldplay concert where these folks got some unwanted attention on the Kiss Cam. Coldplay. Question 5. Katy Perry went into space for 11 minutes. 11 minutes. Question 6. The Canadian singer who confronted paparazzi was Justin Bieber. Question 7. Studio Ghibli is the Japanese animation studio. Studio Ghibli. Question 8. These incredible trousers were bootcut jeans. Can you imagine such a thing? Yeah. Bootcut jeans for a point. Question 9. The Oasis tour started in Cardiff. Have a point if you put Cardiff. Probably no half points there. Maybe if you put Swansea. Question 10. Jet2 is the budget airline that was relentlessly mocked and became a meme. How did you do? Let us know your scores in the chats. We are, of course, as ever, supporting the wonderful Slow Theatre Company. If you can spare any money, then please go to slowtheatrecompany.com. No, .co.uk. And hit the donate button. The link is down the bottom. Slow Theatre Company, a wonderful community theatre company. And the artistic director, Danny O'Hara, has sent me something to read out for you. She says that together with Strange Fascination Theatre Company, Slow is responding to the horrible situation around the globe of children in war zones with a day of live entertainment. All tickets sold and donations received will go to War Child. War Child are currently working in 12 war zones around the world. There'll be a children's festival of theatre, clown and comedy between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m, and an adult variety show with some of Norfolk's best performers. There is a lineup of stand-up, theatre, burlesque, improv comedy, drama, poetry, drag, and music. And this is going to be at the Puppet Theatre in Norwich, Norfolk. And if you'd like to know more about that and get tickets and come along, then just go to slowtheatrecompany.co.uk or follow them on the socials, or both. Do all of the things, probably. Oh, and it's on January the 17th. That's the other thing to say. So not long. 16 days from now. Do come along and support that if you possibly can. It will be brilliant. I will be performing, I think, as well. Don't let that put you off, though. You should still come. All right, let's look at the scores for round 5. Ocean scores 4. 4 for George and Tony. A sad 3 for Danny. 6.5 for Cold Turkey. Yes, half a point for Jet Air, of course. 9 9 out of 10 for the Honeycombs. Amy says that she was hoping to avoid 6, 7 for a few hours. Sadly not. 8 for Nuke Down. BB scored 9. Fantastic. Well done, Joey. Joey getting most of the points for Mark there. Mike, not Mark, sorry. All right. Let me just see if there's anyone I've missed. Okay. It's time for our final round. Let's have a look and see what it is. Okay, it's food, drink and lifestyle. For the final time today, get ready to quiz. Let's quiz. Question 1. Dubai chocolate became a viral sensation in 2025. What nut is the main filling ingredient that caused a global shortage? I wasn't aware of this, but I've had a look at the picture and I would like to eat it. Dubai chocolate became a viral sensation in 2025. What nut is the main filling ingredient that caused a global shortage? Question 2. How many millions of Britons took part in Dry January in 2025, according to Alcohol Change UK, making it the charity's biggest campaign yet? How many millions of Britons took part in Dry January 2025, according to Alcohol Change UK, making it the charity's biggest campaign yet? I've done Dry January so far in 2026, I have to say, and I intend to do it for another hour and a half. Question 3. Which theme park company announced plans to open a new resort in Bedfordshire by 2031? This is one of the big American theme park companies. are going to open up in the UK. Question 4. Which historic London hotel finally received its second Michelin star in 2025, with executive chef John Williams, MBE, telling the audience, "I've waited 50 years for this"? Which historic London hotel finally received its second Michelin star, with executive John Williams, MBE, telling the audience, "I've waited 50 years for this"? Question 5. What controversial AI-powered feature did McDonald's remove from its US drive-thrus in 2025 after complaints? What controversial AI-powered feature did McDonald's remove from its US drive-thrus after complaints? Which coffee chain announced that it would be closing 40% of its UK stores? Which coffee chain announced that it would be closing 40% of its UK stores? Question 7. Jasmine Mitchell won the 2025 series of the Great British Bake Off after earning a record equaling how many Star Baker Awards during the competition? Jasmine Mitchell won the 2025 series of the Great British Bake Off after earning a record equaling how many Star that's a terribly worded question. How many Star Baker Awards did Jasmine Mitchell get? It was a record equaling amount. Question 8. Which Bernard Matthews product sparked supermarket chaos when it returned 2 decades after Jamie Oliver helped kill it off? So something returned to the shelves last year. What was it? Jamie Oliver famously got rid of it 20 years ago. Question 9. What gardening material was banned from a retail sale in England at the end of 2024, with the RHS pledging it to be completely free of it across all 5 gardens by 2025? Again, I've not worded that well. Apologies. I was in a bit of a rush with this final round. We're looking for a gardening material that was banned at the end of 2024, and in 2020, by mid-2025, the RHS were pledging to be completely free of it. And question 10. At the World Cheese Awards in Switzerland, Clauston Farms aged Rutland Red was crowned Best British Cheese. What type of traditional British cheese is it? At the World Cheese Awards in Switzerland, Clauston Farms aged Rutland Red was crowned Best British Cheese. But what type of traditional British cheese is it? Alrighty, let's have a recap of those questions. Question 1. Dubai chocolate became a viral sensation in 2025. What nut is the main filling ingredient that caused a global shortage of said nut? Question 2. How many millions of Britons took part in Dry January in 2025? According to Alcohol Change UK. Question 3. Which theme park company announced plans to open a new resort in Bedfordshire by 2031? Question 4. Which historic London hotel finally received its second Michelin star, with executive chef John Williams, MBE, telling the audience, "I've waited 50 years for this"? Question 5. What controversial AI-powered feature did McDonald's remove from its US drive-thrus after complaints? Question 6. Which coffee chain announced it would be closing 40% of its UK stores? Question 7. Jasmine Mitchell won the 2025 series of the Great British Bake Off after earning a record equaling how many Star Baker Awards during the competition? Question 8. Which Bernard Matthews product returned to the shelves 2 decades after Jamie Oliver helped kill it off. And question 9, what gardening material was banned and at the end of 2024, with the Royal Horticultural Society pledging to get rid of it completely by mid-2025. Question 10 at the World Cheese Awards in Switzerland, Clawston Farms aged Rutland Red was crowned Best British Cheese. What type of cheese is it? All right, that brings us to the end of the food and drink and lifestyle round. But I think it was just food and drink. Yeah, the less said about the organisation in this final round, the better. We'll gloss over some of my shortcomings there. But we are going to mark the answers in a second. So make sure that you have finalised your answers or had some guesses if you need to. Here we go. Question 1. The nut is the pistachio. Dubai chocolate is all about the pistachio, and it caused a global shortage. Question 2. Dry January was undertaken by 15.5 million. Give yourself half a point if you got within a few million. Within 2 million maybe. Whatever you think is reasonable. Question 3. The new theme park is going to be a Universal theme park in Bedfordshire. Universal or Universal Studios, but I think they're just called Universal now. Question 4. The Ritz is the hotel that finally received its second Michelin star. I'm still waiting for my first one. Question 5. The AI feature that McDonald's have got rid of after complaints is AI voice ordering. Yeah. Question 6. Starbucks is getting rid of 40% of its UK stores. Question 7. Jasmine Mitchell got 5-star bakers, which is pretty impressive. Question 8. This Bernard Matthews product is the Turkey Twizzler. Turkey Twizzlers are back. Thank God. I mean, I've never had a Turkey Twizzler in my life. And I'm not about to start. Question 9. Peat is the gardening material that was banned, and the Royal Horticultural Society have completely got rid of it from all of their gardens as of mid-2025. And question 10. It's a red Leicester. Rutland Red is a red Leicester. I guess the clue is in the name. But you know what? I always think of red Leicester as a very boring cheese. I'm very keen to try this particular red Leicester as it's award-winning. And maybe it will make me rethink my whole position on red Leicester. All right, let us know how you got on in that round. Not only that, but how you got on the whole quiz, because we are at the end of our 60 questions for today. Thank you all so much for playing. It's lovely to be back quizzing. Like I say, I am back doing a lot more quiz stuff, quiz videos, quiz content, quiz games. You can follow all of the stuff that I'm doing with quiz videos at Quizzyfied on the social medias. There will be more of these sorts of quizzes on our Facebook page throughout the course of the year, so do keep an eye on things. There's also a daily quiz that you can play called Fast 5 Daily Quiz, and you can get to that at fast5quiz.com. I'll post that in the chat, and that's just 5 questions that you can play in your web browser every day if you want to. So there's so much quiz content coming from us, from Quizzyfied. And do, if you can, remember to chuck a couple of quid to Slow Theatre Company, because they are a wonderful, wonderful not-for-profit company doing great theatrical and arts stuff in the community. And as ever, arts companies do need your support. All right, let's see what the final scores are. 3 for Ocean, 8 for the cold turkeys. Good work. George and Tony better on that round. 7, 38.5 in total for the high visibility lawyer and associates. Oh, well done. Happy New Year to you guys. Thank you so much for playing. 23.5 in total. Terrible, says Danny. Well, it's not about the high scores, it's about taking part. 14 for the second half for George and Tony. Good work. 5 for BB, 36 overall. Several of those points are Joey's, don't you forget that. A beautiful 5 out of 10 for ND. 9 for the Honeycombs. 38.5 out of 60, our best score since the since the either the Christmas or the New Year quiz in 22. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you for taking part. Happy New Year to you. Sorry that we had a question on 6-7. There we go. Thank you all so much. I am going to post Fast 5 quiz in the chat. Do play that. That's a really fun daily quiz. Oh, I'm logged in as Dogface Improv. Oh, that's me anyway. Thank you all so much for playing. Happy New Year to you all. I hope to see you for more quizzing. Follow Slow Theatre Company on social media if you're not already. Look after yourselves. Look after the people around you. Thank you for quizzing. And we'll see you soon. Goodbye.